find them in holes C, G, F, and M. The stands in hole N are in the same hole as the main ring. So before you take a seat by the main ring, please take a walk around the whole hall to see all the great offers in hole N. The main ring is, as previously mentioned, in hole N. This is where the finals take place. Pre-judgings for the finals are in hole G. The Danish Kennel Club stands are to be found in holes C and M. The two main sponsors of the Danish Kennel Club are Royal Canin Dog Food and Agria Pet Insurance. Their stands are in hole M, just by the main ring. You can also find the show veterinarian in hole M. The show catalog and the results can be found at the EDS website and the DKK website, only a few clicks away. For more than a decade, it has been customary to start the DKK shows with a smile and a song. This one is a special celebration of the European Dog Show. Velkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Hundefolk, eksbusser, dog friends. Dejligt at se jer nu som sjovt til. Happy to see you, vi har Christmas Day. Velkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Til EDS at EDS to EDS. Let the judgings begin and have a wonderful day.
Hello and welcome here to the main ring. Today we have a great program for you. We will start with Sarah, the DKK dog trainer and consultant, that's going to talk a bit about voluntary handling. And then afterwards we will see some obedience. We have Anja Knudsen that's going to talk us through it, and she has been on the national team for 3 years in a row. So that's going to be great. And then afterwards we will have the water dogs, a Newfoundlander that's going to show us how dogs can help save life in water. And then we will end the day with Christian from Magte that's talking a bit about how to keep your show dog in shape. So, welcome Sarah.
Good morning. Godmorgen. Jeg skal snakke om frivillig håndtering igen i dag, hvis ikke I hørte det for 2 dage siden. Frivillig håndtering, det er... det kan være... Sådan. For at snakke om frivillig håndtering, så bliver vi nødt til at snakke om, hvad håndtering egentlig er for noget. Og håndtering, det er altså alt det, vi skal med hunden. Det er negleklip, det er dyrlægebesøg, det er børstning, bad, hunden skal i dækken, hunden skal et halsbånd på, den skal sele på, den skal have børstet tænder. Det kan være, at den skal stilles op i en ring, hvis det er en udstillingshund. Så det er altså alt det, vi skal med vores hund. Alt det, som vi har bestemt, at hunden skal, som hunden egentlig ikke nødvendigvis kan se en fidus i, at den skal. Som for eksempel det her med at have et halsbånd på. Det kan være svært for rigtig mange hunde, det her med at blive håndteret. Og det kan der være mange grunde til. Det kan være, at hunden har fået en eller anden form for traume, hvis man er kommet til at klippe for langt i negleklippet, eller det kan være, at det er lyden af det her håndtering, der kan være svært, fordi der er rigtig mange hunde, der er lydsensitive. Det kan være lyden fra negleklipperen, lyden fra bloweren, eller lyden fra en neglefil. Og så kan det også være følelsen. Følelsen af at synes, at det er svært. Følelsen af, at man skal noget, som man ikke selv har kontrol over. Og følelsen af at få rørt ved neglene. Følelsen af at blive blæst ned i pelsen med en blower. Så der kan altså være mange grunde til, at det her kan være svært. Og det kan være svært, når det er sådan, at vi ikke får anerkendelsen af, at der er noget, vi synes, der er svært. Så det er altså primært det her med, at hunden føler, at den mister kontrollen, når det er sådan, at den skal håndteres. Det er det, der kan gøre det svært for hunden. Det her med at miste kontrollen over noget, og ikke have en saying i, hvad det er, man skal. Det kender vi lidt fra vores børn, når de skal vaccineres, så er det faktisk lidt ubehageligt derinde ved lægen. Eller vi kender det måske fra os selv, hvis der er noget, vi skal, som vi ikke har kontrol over. Det kunne være, at vi skulle ind i en MR-scanner, eller vi skal noget andet. Så kan det faktisk være rigtig svært for os, for vi føler, at vi mister kontrollen. Og det med at miste kontrollen kan være enormt svært, og ikke føle, at man selv har en bestemmelse over egen krop. Der findes forskellige måder, vi kan håndtere vores hund på. Vi kan enten tvinge vores hund til noget, eller også så kan vi lokke vores hund til noget, eller også så kan vi frivilligt håndtere den til noget. Hvis det er sådan, at vi tvinger hunden til noget, jeg kommer lidt op og slås med den her i dag. Hvis det er sådan, at vi tvinger hunden til noget, så er det ofte med det mindset, at det skal overstås, at det er noget, vi skal have gjort, for vi gør det jo for hundens eget bedste. Og det er ofte fordi, at vi ikke ser noget andet alternativ. Hunden skal jo til dyrlægen, så jeg bliver nødt til at tage den med ind til dyrlægen. Hunden skal jo have klippet negle, så bliver jeg nødt til at få klippet de negle. Så det er ofte fordi, vi ikke ser et andet alternativ, og så holder vi hunden fast for ligesom at få det overstået. Vi kommer ofte, når det er sådan, at vi bruger det her tvang, så kommer vi ofte til at udskyde tingene rigtig længe. Så hvis vi for eksempel snakker børstning, så kan det være, at vores hund ikke kan lide at blive børstet. Og så gør jeg det lige i morgen, eller jeg gør det lige overmorgen, fordi at jeg har ikke lyst til at gøre det i dag. Så derfor så udskyder jeg det hele tiden. Men det, der sker, når det er sådan, vi udskyder det her håndtering, det er, at det ofte bliver værre. For eksempel det her med børstning. Hvis det er sådan, vi udskyder vores børstning af vores hund, så bliver den bare mere filtret. Og dermed bliver det værre, og dermed bliver det slemmere for hunden at få det gjort. Så når vi udskyder det, så bliver det faktisk en mere irriterende ting for hunden, en mere overskridende ting for hunden. Vi kan også bruge lokning. Lokning, det er en godbid foran snuden, og hvor vi egentlig prøver på at gøre det her til en god ting. Det er den der betingningstankegang om, at jeg kan betinge det til noget godt, hvis jeg putter noget godt foran snuden på min hund. Så jeg prøver altså på at gøre det noget positivt. Men det vi gør, når det er sådan, vi bruger lokning, det er, at vi bruger hundens instinkter til vores fordel. Vi tvinger lidt hunden til, hvad det er, den skal gøre, ved at putte den her godbid foran snuden. Og især hvis man har en labrador eller en mops, der er meget madglad, så vil den sige, mad, det var mega fedt, det vil jeg gerne have. Problemet er bare, at hvis vi har en meget madglad hund, så vil den ofte lukke ned for alt muligt andet, og måske ikke rigtig registrere, at vi lokker den ind til dyrlægen, eller at vi lokker den til at få klippet negle. Og dermed så vil den ikke opdage, hvad det er, vi gør, før vi har gjort det. Det vil sige, har vi lokket vores hund ind til dyrlægen, og vi så stopper med at lokke, når vi er inde ved dyrlægen, så tænker den, nej, jeg er kommet ind til dyrlægen. Det har faktisk nogle ret store konsekvenser. Nemlig den her konsekvens af, at vi kommer til at miste tillid i vores relation. Fordi vi lokker hunden til noget, vi bruger dens instinkt, så den lukker ned for alt muligt andet. Og så lukker den ligesom ned og opdager først bagefter, at vi har lokket den til det her. Og dermed taber vi noget tillid i relationen. Men så kan vi altså også frivilligt håndtere vores hunde. Og det er det, jeg kommer til at snakke resten af oplægget om. Og frivillig håndtering, det er, at vi lærer vores hund en form for sprog, hvor at den selv har et ansvar for, at de her håndteringsting bliver gjort. Vi lærer den et sprog, og det er en relationsopbyggende træning, hvor vi skaber tillid og bruger kvalitetstid sammen med vores hund. Så det er altså, hvor at vi samarbejder om at få klippet neglene, om at få børstet, eller at komme i bad, eller hvad det kunne være. Vi lærer altså hunden sådan et sprog. Vi lærer hunden et start- og et stopsignal. Det kan være, at startsignalet er, at hunden skal lægge hagen på sådan en klud. Og når det er sådan, at hunden har hagen på den her klud, så må vi gerne håndtere den. Men når den flytter hovedet fra den her klud, så må vi ikke håndtere den. ved at lære det her sprog, så lærer vi altså at læse hinanden. Vi lærer at afkode hinanden, og vi skal lære hundens dæmpende signaler at kende, så det kræver altså også en dybdegående indblik i, hvad det er, vores hunde prøver at kommunikere til os. Og det kræver også, at vi har respekt for, hvad det er, de prøver at kommunikere til os. Så sender de os dæmpende signaler, såsom at blinke, eller slikke sig om munden, eller begynde at snuse, eller sådan noget, så er det der, at vi siger, okay, du siger bare til, når du er klar igen. Og så venter vi på, at hunden giver os det her startsignal igen. Det vil altså sige, at det kræver enormt meget tillid, det her, eller tålmodighed, det her med at kunne lave det her frivillige håndtering. Jeg har taget en lille video med, hvor I kan se det her startsignal på en hund som et hagetarget. Og det er altså, at hun lægger hagen her på skamlen, og så må jeg gerne få lov til at kigge i ørerne. Hun har haft lidt problemer med ørerne, og har derfor skulle få dryppet sine ører. Så derfor så har det her været enormt smart, for jeg er begge hænder ledige, når det er sådan, hun har hagen på den her skammel. Og så har jeg kunne pille ved ørerne, og jeg kunne få lov til at røre ved ørerne, og få lov til at dryppe dem lige så stille. Men hvis det er sådan, hun har flyttet sit hoved fra den her skammel, så er jeg selvfølgelig stoppet med det samme, og bare ventet på, at hun har sagt, okay, nu er jeg klar igen. På den måde, så har hun fået lov til at bestemme, hvornår at vi har skulle dryppe de her ører. Så jeg har egentlig bare bestemt målet, nemlig at vi skal dryppe ører, og hun bestemmer tempoet. Det vil altså sige, at jeg lægger noget ansvar ned på hende. Jeg giver hende ansvaret for at bestemme, hvornår vi skal have gjort det. Jeg har bestemt, at vi skal det, men hun bestemmer, hvornår. Og dermed så bliver det til et samarbejde, altså at vi arbejder sammen, og det er ikke bare mig, der bestemmer over hende. Så det bliver altså... den går helt amok i dag. Den er nok ved at træt. Så det bliver altså til relationsopbyggende træning, hvor vi har... Jeg sætter rigtig meget tid af til at træne det her, og ser det egentlig som relationsopbyggende. Og dermed så er det også noget, der smitter af alle mulige andre steder. Så jeg bygger en bedre relation. Det gør faktisk, at mit indkald bliver bedre. Det gør faktisk, at mit gå pænt i snor bliver lettere at træne. Det gør faktisk, at mit rallytræning bliver bedre. Det gør, at alle mulige andre parametre bliver bedre, fordi at jeg bygger positivt ind i relationen. Det er sådan, at til alle individer, vi har i vores liv, der har vi en relationskonto. Det vil altså sige, at jeg har en relationskonto til min hund, jeg har en relationskonto til min mand, og jeg har en relationskonto til kameramanden. Jeg har en relationskonto til alle, der er i mit liv. Til min mand og til min hund er den nok lidt større end til kameramanden, fordi at ham kender jeg ikke rigtigt. Men derfor så kan jeg lidt mere, jeg kan tillade mig lidt mere i relationen til min mand og min hund. Jeg kan godt tillade mig til min mand at have en dårlig dag, men møder kameramanden mig på en dårlig dag, så vil han tænke, hun er godt nok mærkelig. Fordi vi ikke har en relation, jeg kan tage på. Alt positivt, der sker i vores relationer, der sætter vi ind på vores relationskonto. Alt negativt, der sker i vores relationer, trækker vi ud fra relationskontoen. Det vil altså sige, når jeg håndterer min hund, hvis jeg gør det via tvang eller lokning, så trækker jeg faktisk på den her relationskonto, og så skal jeg faktisk bruge rigtig lang tid på at sætte ind på relationskontoen igen. Hvorimod, at hvis jeg frivilligt håndterer det, så steder jeg bare og sætter ind på den her relationskonto hele tiden, hvilket så smitter af på hele vores relation. Så vi kan altså se det som kvalitetstid, og til at bruge noget kvalitetstid sammen med vores hunde. Vi kan sætte en dårlig serie på, og så sidde og bruge noget tid sammen med vores hund på stuegulvet derhjemme. Hvis det er blevet noget negativt, så kan vi gøre forskellige ting for at vende det til noget positivt. Vi kan køre udslukning, og vi kan køre betingning. Og så vil jeg snakke lidt om, hvad vi skal gøre, imens at det så bliver vendt. Hvis det er sådan, at vi kører udslukning, så er det, at hvis for eksempel min hund er blevet bange for at få klippet negle, så begynder jeg at gøre negleklipperen til noget positivt. Det kan jeg gøre ved at have den liggende på sofabordet om aftenen, når jeg ser min dårlige serie. Så bare have den her negleklipper liggende på sofabordet. Og når jeg går på toilettet, så tager jeg negleklipperen i hånden, går på toilettet. Når jeg kommer tilbage fra toilettet, tager jeg negleklipperen i hånden og lægger den på sofabordet igen. Så negleklipperen egentlig bare bliver en del af den almindelige hverdag, så hun kommer til at se det som noget neutralt. Jeg kan også gøre det, at jeg begynder at lege med de redskaber, min hund er blevet bange for. Det kunne være, at jeg begynder at lege med børsten, hvis min hund er blevet bange for børsten. Så kan jeg lære min hund at dutte på børsten og lave det til en sjov leg. Kom og dut på børsten, så får du en godbid derhen. Kom, løb hen til børsten, og så får du en godbid derhen. Så det bliver noget med noget sjov og energi, det her med at dutte på børsten. For så lige så snart jeg finder børsten frem, så tænker hun, nu skal vi lege den der sjove leg. Så kan det godt ske, at vi skal børste den dag, men allerede der har jeg fået givet noget i mindsetet hos hunden. Den kommer ind med et positivt mindset. Hvis min hund er blevet bange for at få klippet poter eller få klippet negle, så kan jeg også lave en masse tricks, hvor jeg rører ved poterne. Det kan være, at jeg laver sådan en tårn af hænder, som man kan se her på billedet. Det kan også være, give poter, give high five, eller hvad det kunne være. Men noget, hvor jeg rører ved poterne i en positiv sammenhæng. For alt det, vi putter ind positivt på, de kontorer, der er negative, det gør jo, at vi får det vendt. Så hvis det er blevet til noget negativt, så kan jeg altså lave den her habituering, men jeg kan også lave en betingning. Hvis jeg skal lave en betingning, så er det, at jeg lægger negleklipperen og giver min hund en kong, sådan så det bare er, okay, når negleklipperen kommer frem, så kommer der faktisk en konge, og det er bare mega fedt. Og så bliver det altså til noget positivt. Hvis det er sådan, det er blevet noget negativt, så kan jeg gøre det, at imens jeg får trænet det her frivillig håndtering, så skal man jo rent faktisk stadigvæk have klippet negle og i bad og alle de her ting. Men så kan jeg lokke min hund imens. Når det så er, jeg har jo lige sagt, at lokning måske ikke altid er så effektivt, når det er sådan, vi snakker håndtering. Men hvis det er sådan, jeg vælger at skal lokke min hund, imens jeg træner det her frivillig håndtering, så er det en ret vigtig pointe, at vi lokker, så længe vi gør det, og lidt længere. Så jeg ikke stopper undervejs, at jeg giver min hund en godbid, klipper og stopper. Men at min hund ligesom bliver ved med at få noget, det kunne være ved en tube makrel, en slikkemåtte eller en kong, imens jeg gør det, sådan så at den ligesom bliver ved med at få noget hele tiden, imens at jeg håndterer den. På den måde, så lægger den ikke rigtig mærke til det, og som jeg sagde, så lukker de lidt ned for alt andet, hvis det er sådan, de er fuldstændig i deres instinkter, især hvis vi har en meget madglad hund. Så kan de lukke helt ned, og så lægger de ikke rigtig mærke til, hvad der sker omkring dem. Og hvis vi så bliver ved med at give dem noget belønning her bagefter os, så lægger de ikke rigtig mærke til, hvad der er sket. Vi skal bare være opmærksom på, at hvis det er sådan, at vi bruger den her metode, og hvis det er sådan, at vi gør det her, imens vi træner frivillig håndtering, så skal vi huske på, at næste gang vi så træner frivillig håndtering, så kan det være, at vi er gået et par skridt tilbage, men vi skal nok hurtigt gå de skridt igen. Der er stor forskel på, om vi snakker indlæring eller aflæring, når vi snakker det her håndtering. Fordi at hunden har bygget en masse følelser op omkring det. Hvis det er sådan, at vi snakker aflæring, så betyder det altså, at vi skal aflære, at det er noget negativt. Så vi går fra, at det er noget negativt, til det er noget positivt. Der er altså lang vej. Og hvis det er sådan, at vi snakker det her aflæring, så skal vi ud i noget betænkning. Vi skal have det vendt fra noget negativt til noget positivt. Vi skal have tid og tålmodighed, fordi der er blevet trukket på relationskontoen, og den tillid skal bygges op igen. Og det er sværere at bygge tillid op, som der er blevet mistet, end tillid op, der bare ikke lige har været der. Hvis vi snakker indlæring, så vil det altså sige, at vores hund ikke har haft nogen negative erfaringer med det her med at blive håndteret. Og så går vi altså fra noget neutralt til noget positivt, i stedet for fra noget negativt til noget positivt, så går vi fra noget neutralt til noget positivt. Og der er vejen altså ikke så lang. Det kræver også tålmodighed og optimisme og det rigtige mindset. Men det kræver ikke lige så meget tålmodighed som regel. Når vi træner frivillig håndtering, så er det meget vigtigt at tænke over, hvilke træningspas vi byder vores hund. Så vi ikke træner maratontræning, altså at, okay, nu skal vi træne frivillig håndtering, jeg har sat aftenen af til det. Nej, det er meget bedre at sætte 2 minutter af til det, imens teen lige trækker, så kan vi lige træne frivillig håndtering, og så går jeg hen i sofaen igen. Og så, når jeg lige skal have en kop te mere, så kan jeg lige tage 2 minutter mere. Sådan så jeg tager 2 minutter, 5 minutter, 2 minutter, 5 minutter. Sådan meget korte træningspas, så vi ikke maratontræner. Og så er der også en god idé at benytte sig af den her flettemetoden. Det vil altså sige, lave noget frivillig håndtering, der er svært. Lave noget nemt. Det kunne være, hvis vores hund er glad for at lave en spin twist, eller hvad det kunne være. Så lige lave det. og så lave noget frivillig håndtering igen, så lave noget nemt, så lave noget frivillig håndtering igen. Sådan så man ligesom fletter det sammen. For gør vi det, så tager vi den glade følelse for den her twist-danse, eller hvad det kunne være, den her med at dreje rundt om sig selv. Så tager vi den positive følelse for det, og putter ind i den frivillige håndtering. Det skal være kort, effektivt og sjovt, når vi træner det her frivillige håndtering. Så bare små træningspas som muligt, og med rigtig god tålmodighed. Fordi det kræver nemlig tålmodighed, og det kræver ro i maven, og det kræver tillid til hunden. Det kræver tillid til, at vi tror på, at hunden godt kan. Og at vi har et state of mind, der siger, jamen jeg tror på, at du godt kan, og jeg synes faktisk, det er hyggeligt. Jeg har ikke noget behov for en bestemt tidsramme til det her, men jeg har behov for, at vi bare gør det her sammen. Fordi på den måde, der skaber vi tillid mellem hund og ejer, og vi skaber empowerment hos hunden. Det vil altså sige, at vi laver den her følelse hos hunden af, wow, det her, det kan du godt. Så de skaber selvtillid hos sig selv. Vi giver hunden medbestemmelse, og det vokser den altså med, og det ansvar skal den nok tage på sig. Og så samarbejder vi. Altså vi samarbejder. Vi laver noget sammen med hunden, hvor hunden faktisk har noget ansvar, og vi har lige ansvar. Vi bestemmer målet, de bestemmer tempo. Der er altså mange forskellige ting, vi kan håndtere, og her er der bare nogle af dem. For sulle. Altså, jeg er ikke venner med den her i dag. Så det handler om, det er at kigge på processen og lave en investering. Lave en investering i tid, lave en investering i tålmodighed og i relationen. Og så det her med samarbejde. Og se det som kvalitetstid. Og det var det, jeg havde til jer nu her. Yes.
Thank you, Sarah. At 9:30, we have some dogs coming and showing us obedience and telling us a bit about the dog sport. What is obedience? One of those are Anja Knudsen. She's been on the Danish national team 3 times in a row. And in just about a month, they're traveling again, this time to Spain, to compete in the World Championship. So you're going to see some really, really, really experienced handlers and some excellent dogs doing the sport that they love. So 9:30, be back.
det gjorde det.
welcome back again. Now it's time to see some dogs that are brilliant at what they do. We are going to see some dogs do obedience. It's a dog sport where you can compete in world-class levels. So it's a dog sport that's really where you have focused on the small details and on the dog's expression and the time and everything. So this is a sport where you have to be so detailed oriented. So yeah, welcome to Anja Knudsen. She's been on the national team 3 years in a row with her dog Hugo. And she's gonna talk us through what obedience is, and they're gonna show it.
Hello to you all, and welcome to a little bit of a session in obedience. I am Anja. This is my border collie Hugo. He's 7 years old, and in 1 month we will go to the World Championship in obedience in Spain. So this is a perfect opportunity to train. Over here in the blue vest is Eben. Her border collie Tiger is 2 years old and is about to go into FCI 3, which is the highest class in obedience. And in the black vest is Marie-Louise and Bowie. He's 3 years old, and she just started to compete in elite. So what we will do today is that we will show you a little bit of obedience exercises, and while we do the full exercises, we will also show you a little bit of how we train the different exercises. So I hope you will have a pleasant hour with us and a little bit of obedience. What we are doing right now is the exercise called heel work. This is probably the most complex exercise in obedience with a lot of different details. So we will just show you a little bit of heel work, and then I will talk you through it a little bit. Go close. Heel. In heel work, we have 3 different paces: normal pace, slow pace, and fast pace. Hey, heel. The dog has to be in their position at all time and has to walk properly next to the handler. Right now, he's a little bit excited that we just came in here. We're not much warming up, but that's how it is. Heel. So he has to be here in the position, as you can also see the others are working on. Where they are not touching the leg, but they keep the standard position next to the handler at all points. Right now he feels it's a little bit difficult that I am talking also, but that is how it is. Right now, as you can see, Marie-Louise and Bowie, they're working with the hand touch, like that, to make precision in the exercise, and have Bowie walk probably in the correct place. This is one way to teach it. On the other hand, we have Eben and Tiger. They're doing slow pace right now. Walking in slow pace is also a very good way of teaching the exercise, to teach the dogs to walk on all 4 legs in the position. This exercise in the highest class is about a 4-minute long exercise where you cannot talk to the dog, praise it or anything, you just have to walk in a schematic that is placed by the steward on the specific day. Come over. Okay. Heel. Heel. As a handler doing heel work, there are also requirements to us. We cannot walk, as I do now, for example, with a stiff hand. We have to walk like we will do every day, so it has to look natural and free. Good. Super, go. Yes, super. So this was a little bit about the heel work. The next exercise we can show you will be the distance control. Distance control is a static exercise where the dog has to change the position 6 times between stand, sit, and down, and they are not allowed to move either the front legs or the back legs in the specific exercise. First, we will use Bowie and Marie-Louise to show you a full exercise without the target first, how it will look in a competition. There the handler is 15 meters away from the dog. And afterwards, Eben will show you a little bit of how you can teach the distance control. So I will steer Marie-Louise a little bit, leave the dog. Come back to the dog. Here you can see, due to the environment, of course, he needed an extra command, and there was a little bit of movement in the paw. This, in class 3, as a judge, will cost about 3 points from the exercise. Next, Eben will show you a little bit of how you can teach the distance control. This is what you would do with a puppy. You will teach it how the movement is, just so that it learns to make the proper way of moving the body. Eben is showing you right now distance control with locked front legs. It is also possible to have locked back legs, but with locked front legs, the dog is not supposed to move the front legs at all during the different positions. Marie-Louise is now working on a target. That's also a way of doing it. We place the dog on a target or the paws on a target to make the dog know where to keep the paws to make the exercise more precise. Oh, Hugo, come. Hugo can actually do it also with locked back legs, even though that he has locked front legs. Sit. So I will just show you that. Down. Sit. Stop. Back. Down. Sit. So this will be the exercise if it was locked back legs. This is a quite complex exercise because the dog has to be active while also being very, very still. I will try to do it now with Hugo also while I'm talking. Let's see if that can be possible. Up. Fall. Stop. Sit. Back. Sit. Fall. Stop. Twist. Sit. Back. Fall. As you can see, I put in a little bit, that's okay, Hugo, of a trick in the middle of the exercise. This is to remove the stiffness in the body that the dog can have while doing the exercise. Yes, Hugo. So, next exercise I think we can show could be the box. First we can do the exercise as it is in the FCI 3, and then we can do the exercise as it will be in the lower classes. And then also a little bit of how we can train in the box. Should I go first? Yes. So in FCI 3 we have what we call a blind spot. The dog has to run into a circle marked in the ground, and then it has to go in a 90-degree angle into Hugo slip into the box. So let's see how it will happen. The blind point is up here for today and this training. I have chosen to have a target in the exercise to make sure that he solves it in a good way, now that this is a training situation. Oh, come close. Nej, det är fint. Skal jeg gå? Plads. 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 down, down, down. And he's really not listening today. As you can see, the floor is quite slippery, this floor, when the dogs are running, and you can see that he is really taking care of himself. But that's how it is. It's good training for him to listen. So on this, we have to pass the dog 2 times, and it has to lie completely still in the box, cannot move, cannot sniff. Hugo? Let's. Yes, super. And the exercise ends with you calling the dog and a little bit of heel work. So this is quite also complex exercise if you have a dog like Hugo that really would like to run, because now he has been running in 3 sessions, and then going straight into heel work can be a little bit difficult. So now Eben and Tiger will also show you a little bit of how this exercise can be handled. Come, Hooks. She will show you how the exercise looks in the smaller classes where you don't have the blind spot. Lick. Here she chose to show the tiger the box so that he knows where it is. That is, of course, allowed as long as you're not at the starting point. As you can see here, he's also sliding a little bit, but that's how it is when we do the exercise on a slippery floor. Here she chose not to put the dog down in the down position. This is a good training exercise that the dog keep listening, not moving. And then she can put the dog down and train the exercise. This is how it will actually look in class 2. You send the dog to the box, you go out to it, and then you do the down and the recall. So this is also how the program is built up. It's built up where you take the exercises from the highest class and then break them down into smaller classes.
This is a very important announcement, and it is concerning dog security. Please do not leave your dogs unattended at any time. We have had examples of people feeding something to dogs that have been left unattended. So please, for the sake of your dog, for the sake of the security, please do not leave your dogs unattended at any time. Also, please take advantage of this aspect and keep a safe distance to other dogs, handlers, and guests. We would really like the EDS 2023 to be a great experience for everyone who is attending. And that is, of course, most importantly, the dogs. So please do not leave your dogs unattended at any time. Thank you very much. A bit more practical information. Once again, we would like to draw your attention to the trade stands. The main sponsors of the Dansk Kennel Klub, they have trade stands by the ringside in Hall Inn, but in Hall Inn there are also lots of other trade stands in the end opposite the main ring. So please take a walk around the rings and registration number CF60697. So this is a message for the owner of this black Volvo station car, registered in Norway. Please go and see the dogs in your car. They need attention right now. And the car is a Norwegian registered black Volvo station car with the registration number CF60697. Thank you very much.
So sorry for the little service announcement. We will continue the show now. What Marie-Louise now will show you is how we can build up the exercise like a blind spot with sending the dogs to a toy. This is so that the dog will learn to run straight ahead in a straight line. So here it is told to go straight ahead, and then it is told to take the toy. It is that we don't want the dog to take the toy if we don't tell him to take the toy. So this is a way of how we can build in the full exercise. So now she will try to send him without the toy, see if he has learned anything. And he did, and then she will reward him for the stop. Then next, what she would do is that she will push the dog in the angle in the blind spot so that the dog learns to orientate itself in the 90 degrees angle, that it has to be able to find the box. Here she's using a target so that the dog can find the center of the box and help it. So this is a very good way to build up this exercise. With toys and with target, you can also, of course, build up the box with having a toy in the box. The next exercise we can show you can be the recall. I think I, for a brief, will leave and change dogs, so also bring in my younger dog. And even Marie-Louise will show you a little bit about the recall while I change dog. Jeg henter lige Svend. With recall, yes. Læg dig. Bliv. Svend, ej, Jørgen, gå ind. Svend. Hey. Svend hedder han. Svend. Hey, Svend. Svend, come here. So Marie-Louise is now showing the recall. The recall can be done. Svend, læg dig. With all three positions. Sit, stand, and down. And there are different ways of teaching in the recall that Eben and afterwards I, with my younger dog, will show you how it can be done. So Eben is right now working a little bit with the positions as the very first start, how we will teach the dog to sit, stand, and go down, and then we can put it into the exercise. So as you can see, in the beginning she was just doing it really, really close. Now she has put in a little bit more action into the exercise, where he has to put a little bit more power in the way that he is doing the positions. This is also an exercise that we use for positions on the march, where the dog has to take the same positions, just in heel work. So I can try and show you also a little bit of how I work with it with my younger dog. This is Sven. He's 2 years old. This is his first time in a big arena, so I think he will be a little bit surprised on what's going on. For me, I also use the target. Tuka. Yes, wow. So that he learns to put the weight backwards. Tuka. Tuka. No, come, stop. Tuka. You can see I want him to go backwards up on the target with the back legs. Tuka. Yes, and he has a really good awareness on how to move. Tuka. Yes, super Sven. So now I can try to throw the food. Sven. Stop. Tuka. Yes, super fyr. Super fyr. I can also use the target with the front legs. So I can tell him to stand. Stop. Yes. Like this, where I want him to touch with the front legs. Stop. Yes. Super. Let's try down. Stand. Down. Yes. Here the target is really good because I can use it for precision so that he's really reacting right away. Stop. Tuka. Tuka. Yeah. Super Sven. So this is also a way on how to teach the sitting down. Then I also use, for example, throwing the treat. And the minute the dog's moving, stop, tuka, tuka, tuka. Yes, I tell it to go backwards. Sven, sit. Super. So right away, when he has understanding of the stand, sitting down, I try to do it a little bit with the distance, so that he really soon learns to have the elastic away from me. Down, down. Super. For him, I want him to take the head down in the down position. 3. Super Sven. So this was a little bit about the recall. The next exercise we can show you can be the exercise 8. The exercise 8 is what we have over here with the jumps and the cones. Here the dog has to go around the cone, take a position, pick up a dumbbell, take the jump, and then come straight back to the handler. Even will show you the full exercise. Come, stand. Look. Super. Marie-Louise, as a steward, will put down the dumbbells, and then the dog has to go past the jump, past the dumbbell, go around the cones, and take a position. When the dog is then in stand, it is told to which jump to take. And then this is the full exercise. Super. Come stand. So I can show you a little bit of how the exercise can be built up. I will just take the toy, stand like that, from my other dog. Stand. So, for example, for going around the cone, first we go a little bit close. Now he, of course, knows the exercise, but this is just to show the training. So, for example, now he knows going around the cone, let's say that, and then he has to go past the dumbbell. 1. Yes, super. So here I just help him to go past the jumps and the dumbbells. 1. Yes. I'm not yet putting any positions on. This is very keen that they learn how to pass the different obstacles on the way, so they know they cannot pick up or jump until they have gone around the cone. Super Sven. Maybe Marie-Louise can show a little bit about the stops around the cones. Or I can do it if you want me. Yeah. So now Marie-Louise will show how she gets working with Bowie. This is quite interesting to see different types of dogs doing this exercise. She will show you how you can work on going around the cones and take a stop. The dog has, of course, learned the stop that we showed you just before. And now, in a short distance, you tell it to go around and do the different positions. And then you just move backwards and have longer and longer distance between the cones, and longer distance between you and the dog. As you can see, she's now backing away. So she has a longer distance to the position. Super. So this was the exercise 8 that has many elements of obedience training. Actually, yes. We can show you also a little bit how we train the picking up of the dumbbell over the jump, so that the dog learns to pick up the dumbbell and jump with the dumbbell in the mouth. This can for some dogs be quite difficult, and therefore it's a good idea to teach it in a good way, so that it is feeling safe to jump with the dumbbell in the mouth. As you can see, we do a lot of playing with our dogs. Actually, we do even more playing if we were just training, but here we also have to show you some details. So it cannot be all about play, but for us in obedience, it's very important that we teach our dog to have high motivation, as a full program is about 15 minutes, so it's a long time in the ring where all you have is yourself and the dog. So this was a little bit about the exercise 8. Now we are working on the dumbbells. We can do the directed retrieve. Ellers kan jeg gøre det med Svend. Han glider ikke så meget, hvis der. Yeah, I can show you with my young dog this exercise. De grønne. Ja. Ja. Ja, det tror jeg sagtens han kan. Here in this exercise, there are 3 dumbbells, and the dog has to run in a straight line towards the middle dumbbell, take a stop, and then when the dog is standing still, it is being told which dumbbell to take. Yes. Here, as it is his first time in a big arena, I will of course help him solve the exercise. But other than that, we will be in the middle here. Stand up, vi skal lave på. I will tell him that we are making the directed retrieve. Look. Se bort. Der. Super. Then I will help him a little bit, as this is a new exercise for him. Hvor er borten? Der. Apport. Sven! And you can see he's running not so straight. This is very typical when there are a lot of things to look at, that the dog will look at the different things in the environment. Se bort. Apport. Super. And I just tell him to go straight to the middle and pick it up. Come, Sven. Yeah, Sven. So hopefully now he knows where the middle is and can do the exercise. Bare ligge midten, Marie-Louise. Se bort, Sven. Der. Sådan. Apport. Stop. Higher. As you can see, he was running a little bit not straight, but the steward was good to us and told us to take the dumbbell in the side he was in. But this is how it goes. What we can also do here is to teach the dog to look at the different dumbbells. Hugo, læg dig ned, Svend. I can show you how I'm teaching him to, don't eat in the microphone, to look at the different dumbbells so that his direction is much better. So what I do in training, Hugo, is that I put him here, still, and ask him to show me the dumbbells. Hvor venstre? Hvor højre? Hvor midten? Super. So that when I'm directing him, he is quite clear on which dumbbell to take. So I'll try again. Still. Hvor højre? Hvor højre? Der. Hvor venstre? Hvor venstre? Der. Midten. Yes. Super, Hugo. Super, Hugo. So this is a little bit on how you can build it up. Now one of the others can show you a little bit of how they work with the directed also. Ina kan lave noget rapport også. Kom så. Jeg tænker, vi lige kan vise noget mere arbejde med den. Ja. Now Sven is dead in the ring. Kom. Hugo, kom. Læg dig. Hugo, læg dig. Sven, kom. Nej. Sven doesn't want to leave the ring. Kom, Sven. Sven, læg dig. Lige. So now we will have one of the others also show you a little bit of how they're working with the directed retrieve. Eben, for example, is working on Tiger being able to stand in front of the middle dumbbell, looking at the middle dumbbell. She will not show us today, she says. You can just show it in a very short session, just where he's just in front of it. So here she will take him first between the legs, show him the dumbbell. As you can see, she's helping him stay focused on the middle, and then send him straight to the middle. What we like to do is that the dog get a good feeling of going towards the middle, and that this is the one that it has to pick up. So we do a lot of repetitions where we just send the dog to the middle dumbbell. And here she is also showing the dumbbell and putting in the stand that we also need here. And then reward the dogs with a toy. Now Marie-Louise and Bowie will show you a little bit on how we can teach in the directed. Yeah. She will just change the dumbbells so that she has her working dumbbells. But as you can see, there are a lot of different exercises in obedience with a lot of different elements. What we do normally in training is that we try to build up a lot of different small elements before we put it together to a full exercise. And then after, they know the main thing of the exercise. There are about 1,000 details to train. The running straight to the dumbbell, the stopping, the picking up, the not chewing, the holding. There are many, many things. So Marie-Louise is also working with him, how he's learning to take the different dumbbells while being directed. In the beginning, we can also do this with targets or food bowls, so it doesn't have all different kinds of wrong picking up of the dumbbells, so that you just send the dog to a target instead of the dumbbell. But here, so you can see, she's moving a little bit towards the left, showing him that now it's now the left one to take, and rewarding him a lot for picking up, making the right decision. So this is a way we can teach the different directions, so that they are quite sure when you put in the speed. In the FCI 3, this is 20 meters from the start to the last dumbbell. So if you have a fast dog, it can take in quite a lot of speed before the stop. And then it's nice that it knows the job to be done, even when it's a little bit high in stress, for example. Here he was not listening. She wanted him to take the middle, so she's going closer and showing him the middle dumbbell and giving him a big reward for making the right decision. I have no clue how much time there are left. Oh, 25 minutes, so we have a lot of time. No, we have more exercises, don't worry. Og næseprøver.
Nej, opsamling.
Ja, men vi kan også lave næseprøver. What we can do now is take the send. Sven, læg dig. I can show you the full exercise, and then we can show you how we will work with the scent discrimination as training. Yes. I will show you with my young dog how to do the scent discrimination. Here, there are a bunch of sticks. Sven, come here. And I put my scent on one stick, and the steward touches the other, and then the dog has to go out, take the correct stick, that in this case is my stick, and return back without touching or chewing the others. So let's see how we will handle this in this environment. Sven, come. I will tell them that we're going to make the seeking exercise. Yes. So I get the stick, I put my scent on it. I have about 5 seconds in a big competition to put the scent on. Bleed. Then the steward will tell me to turn around, so I cannot see where the stick is being put down, and therefore I cannot assist the dog. This is the main purpose of me turning around. It is that I cannot, with my body language, show the dog which stick is the right one. In competition, the stick will be marked with like a cross or a word or stamp or something, so that you know it's the right. Then I can go back. Now, as it is training, I help him a little bit because I want him to take contact to me. Nicer. Yes, super Sven. Super. So you can see he was just checking. He was actually about to pick it up, and then as this is a big environment and he's a little bit insecure in this, then he can say, then he was checking. But that's quite good that he's checking and making sure that he brings back the correct stick. Yes. So we can now show you a little bit of how we will train in the scent discrimination. And the holding. Yes, Eben will show you a little bit of how we train the holding of the stick. Sven? Like that. As this is a quite important task, that the dog is able to close its mouth around the stick and not chew in it, and then let go when you tell it to. So she's using what we call reverse luring, where you show the dog the rewards, and then it has to be still as long as the hand is open. And then she click him, and then he can release and get the treat. What she is also doing is that she is working with having the stick, in between the front teeth. If the dogs learn how to hold the stick in the front teeth, this means that it's not able to chew in the stick. It is quite easy, for example, if they have been running a lot, then they will have a little bit open mouth, and then the stick, as it's quite small, can move around in mouth, and this will take out points in competition. So this is how to train holding. And after Eben has showed a little bit of holding, Marie-Louise can show you a little bit how we can build up the exercises with more sticks. Yes, and she can also show you a little bit more on how to teach the holding with the front teeth. So here, she's teaching him that he can only take around the stick with his front teeth. He's not allowed to take it into his mouth. This takes a little bit of training that they learn to hold it that way, but if you get this is a really good training. As you can see here what happened. He took the stick into his mouth, and the minute he did that, he was chewing in it because he threw it around. So what she's doing now is that she tells him to hold between the front teeth and then do some tricks. So we just take it outside of the exercise. Yes, and then we will show you a little bit of how we we do the training to build up the exercises. This can be done in many different ways. We can have one stick that we hide in high grass, really not possible in here. Then we can have a stick that we place in between some stuff, like a band from the box, for example, or we can put treats in, and then the minute that the dog take contact to the right stick that has our scent, then we will reward the dog just for taking contact. Here, normally in training, if it was a new dog, we will of course not have touched the other sticks. Then it has to be quite clear that the stick that is correct, it is with our scent. Here you can see he's really sniffing well, to making sure that he gets the right stick. Yes? So now I think this is fine. No, no high grass and no other stuff to hide in here, but that's how it is. So I think we have gone through all the exercises. We also have group exercises, but that is... Oh, we need positions on the march. I can do that also with Hugo, maybe. Okay. We have, after the heel work, or in between the middle of the heel work, or in the beginning, Sven, come here. We have positions, Sven, oh my God. Positions on the march, where the dog has to take in a position while walking in the heel work, like that. Yes. Okay. So it has to be in the heel work, and then it has to do a stand, sit, or down in normal pace or running. Okay. Follow. Yes. Stop. Sorry, I'm running. It makes noise in the microphone. So, for example, I can tell the dog to stand, make a recall, Hugo close, and continue the heel work. Yes. Heel. Heel. Sit. I can also then be told to go around the dog, either stand next to it or pick it up and follow in the heel work. Heel. Down. Hugo. Yes, free. So this is how it could look in competition that I am being told. Sorry, the microphone. Which position to take in stand, sit, and down, or in which pace. And then he has to do it well, and then he has to continue in a really smooth heel work afterwards. Tack. Tack. The working with the positions is a little bit as we showed you also for the recall, where we do the backing and making sure that the dogs know the sit, stand, and down. The last exercises that we have is the group exercises. I will not. Yeah. Yeah. We can show you how the group exercises look. Here we have 4 to 6 dogs sitting, and where the handler is going into hiding. So we'll just show you a small version. Kan jeg låne en godbid? Kan jeg låne en godbid? Jeg tager Hugo med. Vi har ikke flere. Tak. Sådan bliv. Hugo, close. So here is the exercise that the dog actually has to. Hugo. Sit for 2 minutes while the handler is in hiding. And here, the dog is not allowed to move any paws or anything. Up. Sit. Bli. 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 Everybody ready? Bli. Then we are told to leave the dogs, and then we have to go into hiding. We will not be standing for 2 minutes out there. That'll be quite boring for you. So we will just show how it is done. Like that. And then imagine that the dogs are sitting here for 2 minutes. There might be a lot of noise around them, things, people doing something, and they're not allowed to move their paws at all. So after 2 minutes, the handler comes back into the ring, and we have to do down and recall, yes. Here, the next is that the dog has to, one by one, go down, and then they have to lie there for a minute, and then we have to do a recall. So this is the group exercises. Here we are normally 10 meters from the dog, and they go down from left to right. So Marie-Louise will be the first one. Here you can see Tiger is going down on another command. Down! And again, this is quite typical of a young dog, that it can react to other handlers' command. This is something we really need to train. And also, like in the sit, while the dog is lying here, it has to lie completely still, cannot sniff, cannot lay down on the side, or of course not move the paws. And after a minute, we then have to call the dogs one by one. So this is from the other side, so the first one to call will be Eben. Who close? Close. Yes, so this was our little show of obedience, where we took you a little bit through the different exercises and how we train them, build them up, and showed you with different dogs and different level of education. So I hope you had a good time, and then this is it for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and let's give a warm hand to the obedience girls. Now, in about 10 minutes' time, we will have the water rescue in Newfoundlander. They're going to show us a bit about how to train this. Newfoundlander has been known the entire life for being really skilled at rescuing people in water. If you go to England, there's a dog that got the Medal of Honor for rescuing 27 people through its life. So these dogs are extremely skilled at swimming. So, in about 10 minutes of time, so go get something to drink, and then we will be right back with you. Hello, and we are back again here at the main ring. Now we're going to see some water rescue dog. The Newfoundlander is known for their really good, what do you call it? They're really good at swimming. And what you are going to see here is water rescuing and how it has been going on and how it started and everything. So, the Newfoundlander Club, here.
Velkommen til de danske redningshunde. We have some water rescue dogs here. They are Newfoundlanders. Racen Newfoundlander har sin oprindelse i det østlige Canada. I flere hundrede år har man på de kanter brugt store, stærke arbejdshunde til at bære byrder og trække vogne og slæder til lands, samt til at buksere både og fiskergarn med mere til vands. Især fiskere og indfødte satte stor pris på de her store, stærke hunde. De indfødte, det var det, man kaldte indianere engang. Når nye folk kom til landet, så kunne de have hunde med sig, som indgik i genpuljen. Enkelte skibshunde har sikkert også givet sig selv landlov for at besøge lokale tæver. The Newfoundland is a large and powerful dog. It's a friendly and calm dog. They love children. In the old days, they were used as working dogs for fishermen in eastern Canada. First Nations used them too. Det ser ikke ud til, at der er foregået avl i moderne forstand før i starten af 1800-tallet. På det tidspunkt havde driftige engelske skippere opkøbt mange af de lokale hunde og solgt dem videre derhjemme i England. På Newfoundland, der begyndte man at bekymre sig, var den indfødte store vandhund ved at forsvinde. Man begyndte endda at købe hunde i England for at få gode avlsdyr tilbage til Newfoundland igen. Allerede i slutningen af 1700-tallet, så havde man et avlsarbejde i gang i England. Og i Tyskland startede man målrettet avl i 1880'erne. Standarden for racen blev udarbejdet i England. Newfoundlanderne er blevet brugt til at fremavle racerne Leonberger og Landseer. Desværre er kun Newfoundlanderne repræsenteret her i dag. Vi holder en lille pause. Newfoundlanderen er en instinktiv redningshund. Der er utallige beretninger om folk, der er blevet reddet af disse hjælpsomme hunde. De elsker vand og er særdeles gode svømmere. De er bomstærke og udholdende i vandet. Poterne er store og forsynet med svømmehud. Endelig så er underulden tæt og fuld af isolerende luft, der sammen med naturlige olier og et solidt lag dækhår giver opdrift og holder på varmen i koldt vand. Racens store lungekapacitet bidrager også godt til opdriften. Svømmetagene er kraftfulde, og poterne går ikke bare lige frem og tilbage. Især forbenene kommer godt ud til siderne og får fat i nyt vand. The Newfoundlanders have a huge lung capacity and a thick, oily and waterproof double coat that protects them from cold water. The Newfoundland's massive webbed paws are extremely good paddlers. Unlike other dogs that just swim as if they were running, the Newfoundland moves its limbs in a down and out motion, giving more power to each stroke. I Danmark har man haft vandprøver for hunde siden 1997. Vi har dem for Newfoundlander, for en Leonberger og for Landseer. Det er de eneste, der kan opnå placeringer i konkurrencer, men andre kan godt være med. For at stille op til prøver, så skal man først have bestået en svømme- og redningsprøve. Den består af 50 meter svømning, almindelig apportering i vand og bjergning af en fører. Der er prøver i 3 klasser: startklassen, åben klasse og eliteklassen. Vi viser nogle af prøverne her. Som I kan se, er der tale om tørtræning i dag. Så må vi håbe, at hundene kan finde ud af det. We are going to show some of the Danish water rescue tests for Newfoundlands. The dogs are so skilled, they can do it even without water, I hope. Den første prøve er dirigeret apportering. Det er eliteklassen. Der anbringes 2 ens apporter 15 meter fra land og med 15 meter mellem hver. Fører og hund ser, at de bliver lagt ud. Konkurrencelederen siger, hvilken apport hunden skal hente først. Det er tilladt for føreren at bevæge sig rundt på stranden. Når genstand nummer 1 er afleveret, sendes hunden ud til genstand nummer 2. Det er frit, hvor hundene går i vandet inden for prøveområdet. Genstand nummer 2 skal afleveres i udgangsstilling. The task is to fetch 2 items, one at a time. Neither the dog nor the handler knows which one to fetch first. The handler being told which one at the start. Så er de 2 apporter lagt ud. Og det er den venstre, der skal hentes først. Den næste prøve er for åben klasse, enkel fremføring af redningskrans. Figuranten er i vandet 20 meter fra land. Redningskransen er i land hos hundeføreren. Når der er meldt klar, begynder figuranten at plaske med armene. Hunden skal på kommando tage rebet i munden og svømme ud til figuranten med kransen. Figuranten tager fat i redningskransen og lader sig buksere i land. Så snart hunden kan bunde, skal føreren vade ud og hjælpe figuranten helt op på land. The task for the dog is to swim to the rescue with the lifebuoy and pull the person to the shore. Næste prøve er buksering af båd. Det er en prøve for startklassen. En båd med 2 figuranter i er i vandet 15 meter ude med stævnen mod land. Hunden skal svømme ud til båden med et reb. Figuranterne griber fast i rebet, når de kan nå det fra båden. Og så skal hunden trække dem og båden i land. Når båden går på grund, eller når hunden står på land med rebet i munden, er øvelsen slut. The task for the dog is to swim to the boat with a rope and pull the boat in. Vi tager en båd uden figuranter i dag. Dommerne vil nok trække lidt point, fordi hunden slipper rebet og tager fat i det igen. Det er en 20 måneder gammel hund, vi har her, så den er ikke så øvet endnu. Vi gør klar til næste prøve, som hedder livredning af figuranter. Det er en prøve for elitehunde. Man har en figurant 15 meter ude i vandet, og en anden 20 meter ude. De placerer, så hunden kan se begge figuranter inden fra land. De ligger stille i vandet til at starte med. Fører og hund svømmer sammen ud til nærmeste figurant. Så snart den nærmeste nås, begynder den anden figurant at plaske. Hunden bliver sendt ud til den figurant, der er længst ude, og føreren bliver hos den anden. Når hunden er tilbage med figurant nummer 2, så hægter føreren, der har fat i figurant nummer 1, sig på, og hunden trækker alle 3 mennesker i land. Når hunden kan bunde, er momentet slut. Now we are going to rescue 2 persons. The dog is doing most of the work, ending up pulling 3 persons to shore. Vi får de 2 figuranter ud i vandet. Den ene tættere på end den anden. Vi er nu ved figurant nummer 1. Og figuranten figurerer, at man bliver trukket afsted. Og så skal vi have nogle flere på, og hunden trækker 3 personer i land. Det sidste vi vil vise er dirigeret fremføring af redningskrans for eliteklassen. Så skal vi have fat i en redningskrans og 2 figuranter. 2 figuranter er 15 meter ude i vandet med 15 meter mellem hinanden. Efter at have placeret redningskransen får føreren at vide, hvilken figurant, der skal hentes først. Figuranten, der skal hentes først, begynder samtidig at plaske. Hunden svømmer ud med kransen og henter figuranten ind. Når hunden kan bunde, slæber føreren figuranten i land og sender samtidig hunden ud efter den anden, der bliver reddet på samme måde. Når hunden kan bunde igen med figurant nummer 2, er øvelsen slut. The task is to fetch 2 persons, one at a time. Neither the dog nor the handler knows which one to fetch first. The handler are told at the start. Og det var den sidste prøve, vi ville vise i dag. Og så er vi sådan set færdige. Tak fordi I kom og så på, og tak fordi vi måtte komme.
And thank you so much for coming. We would love to see the dogs just come one time around the ring so we can see all of them. We have here both the young dogs at about 20 months, and then we actually also have the Danish champion with water rescue. So we have some very skilled dogs here with us today. It's so nice to see dogs in their natural habitat, see them actually what they're good at and use them for what they're bred to do. So give them a hand. Super. Here in about at 11:30, we have Christian, and Christian is the owner of Magte, and he has a dog chiropractor and working with rehabilitation after injuries. And he's coming and talking a bit about how to keep your dog fit for fight, both in the main ring, but also just in general, how to keep your dog fit and healthy. So that will be at 11:30. So, and after that, at 1, we will start with the Agria Winner Show, where we're going to find the best in the Agria Winner Show. And then afterwards, we are going on with the EDS, the European Dog Show, and finding the best in show at the European Dog Show. So, see you back at 11:30, where we're going to have Christian from Magte.
Fantastisk.
Godt så. Now we are welcoming Christian from Magta. He is going to talk a little about how to keep your show dog fit. So give a warm welcome to Christian.
Thanks. Keeping it fit or bring it to fitness. Keeping it fit or condition it. Condition to perform and, if ever good, to prevent injuries. My name is Christian. I'm a chiropractor and a physio. Have a small veterinary rehabilitation clinic here in Denmark. I have made this small presentation video you can see right here. This video is actually made in real time, so what you see in the video is what will happen in real life. Look at my bare naked hands. This is what we do. This is what I do. When we should talk about keeping condition or conditioning your dog to all kinds of dog sports, all kind of life, we have to make something first. We have to have the posture. We have to have the normal posture, relaxed posture. Posture is how your body is balanced. If you're not balanced, you not have a posture, normal, relaxed posture, we can't condition you. So what we'll have to do first is to look at the posture. And this is a small picture of a puppy without the posture at this second. Posture is, if we start with just standing position, posture should look comfortable, should be comfortable, should feel nice, should look nice. And when you stand, you use almost no energy. So what we'll talk about later is what will bring you from A to B with using almost no energy. So efficient as possible. The green dog, maybe. So if you can't stand in a relaxed position, you can't walk, you can't trot, you can't gallop. You can't come from A to B without using too much energy, coping with the things you have in your body. So first of all, you have to be in normal balance, normal movement, normal position. So your posture is actually everything. And the technique will not Sarah? Now it's working. It's working now. Posture will always be an accumulation of adaptation and compensation from the injuries and the habits you have in your body. If we go to the world from the horses, normally if you sit on a horse and riding, it will always be easier to turn one way or another. And that's probably because the horse have been lying in some position within birth. So always we have some habits, we have something we compensate from. My job is to normalize all movement. The chiropractic work is just to keep normal movement or bring everything back to normal movement. But if you have some habits, if you have some compensations, some injuries, we always have to cope with these. Posture allows the body to balance and function effectively. Maybe, or maybe not. We all have something we compensate about. So keeping fit will be keeping normal movement in every joint. Okay? If you have an elbow problem and you want to train your biceps, but you can't bend the elbow more than 90 degrees, you can't get a big biceps because it's the range of motion, movement, which will train the muscles. So if you don't have normal movement, you're not going to get it fixed. Think like an engineer. If there's something in the body is not moving right, then nothing will move right because you'll keep on compensating. You have this bad ring of habits and injury comparisons. So you keep on adapting these things and make it worse. Ideal posture. We almost never see ideal posture. There'll just be an announcement, so I'll just wait. Will it be now, Sarah? Okay, we just wait. We just wait. Making a little dance. Okay, we just go on. No hot dogs in any car from the parking A or 4. So very rarely we see dogs with perfect posture. It's not possible. We see sometimes dogs with a near perfect posture. Maybe we're not good enough to examine it or to look at it, but sometimes we will see something. In our clinic, if you don't have any mistakes, you're probably not just examined good enough. The dog must balance to force gravity to allow for balanced muscle functions. So we all have problem with gravity, especially in my age and my like of food. So perfect posture is not possible, but we do sometimes have posture where we think this is as close to perfect, as close to optimal. So everything will run smooth and nice and easy, efficiently, can run in 3 days without any lack of problem, of speed or whatever. Everything is good. It's rarely. This dog, I have made the drawing myself. That's why. I'm sorry. This dog has a stable configuration, a stable core musculature, so everything will be tight and ready to rumble. This dog, when you see it in the ring, if you see it anywhere, it will say, "Yeah, we can do it." Because the core muscular will defeat gravity, body weight, can hold internal organs. Everything looks nice, smooth, and when you see it, it will be comfortable. It will just stand there and see, I'm here, do whatever you like. If you look at the next dog, gravity have done what it does to men over 50, not making us look very nice. So gravity, body weight, internal organs have beaten core muscular. So the effect of gravity have beaten everything. Maybe because a small joint's not doing the normal job, so everything will be done in the bad circle we spoke about just a minute ago. So this is what I look for when I see a dog in standing position. Will it stand? Will it look? Will it perform? Does it look like it's comfortable? It's nice. It's ready to everything. When we see the dog moving. So the dynamic stability will be stability in movement. Then a lot of these dogs lose it. Maybe not the first round, maybe not the second round, but on round 6 or 8 it will begin to have a bad movement because of some stiffness somewhere. Stiffness provides resistance to move. So if you're stiff in some place, it will not move normally. You will not have total normal range of motion. If you don't have normal range of motion, you have to compensate in some way, maybe with another part of the body, maybe with shorter steps. The stiffer we are, the less stable we are. So the normal movement in every joint will make us stable, will make the core, will make the posture doing its term for you. So it's a win-win position. Stiffness can be used as a short-term coping strategy to minimize pain. So if you have some joints will be painful, if you stretch it too much, then you will not stretch it because it's not nice. So you'll run in a more stiff way, and you'll stiffen out the joints so it don't go in the painful area of the range of motion. Of course, this will be a self-defeating in long term, because if you don't use your joints, your muscles in the right way, it will start the circle of acts of evil, we can call it from now on. So this is very, very important. So if you have any stiffness, if you have some lack of motion, decrease of active range of motion in any joints, anywhere, you have to make it normal again in some way. And the next discussion will be about where did stability go. Some stability leaves us because of inactivity, obesity, poor exercise regime, so we don't do enough. So maybe we are active. We're not inactive. We are active, but not with the right way, not the way which fits this dog and this movement pattern this dog needs to use. So inactivity and poor exercise regime are not the same, because you can be very, very active, but not doing the right thing, which fits your body. Stability goes if, what we just talked about, if you have some pain inhibition, so you don't use your normal range of motion in some joints because there will be pain, and then stability will lose its right away. This can also be by genetics. You are built wrong, so you're poorly built. You're not built to move normal. That must be a breeder problem, not a breeding problem, but some breeds have a problem, and some breeders have problems because they look at other things. Movement, stability is most important, in my opinion. I'm a chiropractor. What do you say? So, genetics and poor builds, yes, some dogs never had it in the first place. And maybe will never get it because they're poor built. When we look at dog sports and what dogs do and what we do with our dogs, then everyone thinks they have to put the dog beside the bicycle 3, 4, 5 kilometers twice a week to be ready, to be conditioned to what they do. But if you look at this slide, what is endurance and what is strength? And what we do, almost all dogs in Denmark do, is much more strength than endurance. An agility dog, they have to have a lot of endurance? No. An agility field will be 220 meters. If you look at the Olympic Stadium, at the athletics, the 200 meters runners and the 100 meters runners will be big muscles, almost bodybuilt size, big upper parts, big legs, big arms, and they will be extremely fast at 100, 200 meters, but they couldn't run a mile or 800 meters. Yeah, they could do it, but not fast, because the body is built to sprint. It's built with the right muscle fibers to do as much as possible in a short time range. So if you look at this, agility, flyboy, weight pull, show dogs, obedience, rally, all these dogs need much more strength than endurance. Yeah. The dog will be tired when it's been in the junior class and then with the bitch, and then in best of male and best of breed, and then in main ring, and it was here yesterday and the day before, and it would be tired, yeah, but not fatigue because of endurance. Maybe fatigue, but fatigue because of lack of strength. Strength is everything. Looks is also something. We'll talk about 3 highly efficient core exercise, and this is a joke from I stolen somewhere. Poorly Fred were in dog class together. He never passed begging. Begging is the first exercise we have to talk about. Begging is just to sit on your fat butt with your front legs raised, just something like this, or something like Fred, or like this one. This is my own dog, 7 months old in this picture. Core stability is proportional with longer life. So there are some American journals who can provide that the more these kind of muscles you have built, the more strength you have in them, the more stability you have, it's proportional to your lifetime. So that's important and interesting. So if you have a dog you love, do this. This exercise, I love it because it's a good exercise. It's easy to make. It's hard to learn if you are in age. It's much more easy to learn when you're young, but I'm not dog trainer. I'm just a physio. So do this exercise. Teach the dog to do it in 15 seconds. I like a regime where you do this exercise 3 times, 15 seconds. So do the exercise, run for a cookie, do the exercise, run for a cookie, do the exercise, and do something else. This is an exercise you can do when you walk your dog, waiting for the green man in the field to turn over the road. I will introduce this exercise very young. This is a young puppy, 12 weeks, I think. So this is not an exercise who will damage your dog in any way. No harm of that. No fear of that. When the puppy or the young dog is able to do this 3 times 15 seconds, then you do it on an uneven surface. So it has to cope with a surface in one way or another, in front, in back, and when it's possible, and it can cope with 3 times 15 seconds in an uneven surface in any directions, then you start pushing your dog. Just push it and let it get time to get back in normal position. So you just provoke all these muscles to get back to stable, back to core, back to everything. So stable and nice balanced. Okay? And when you're going to this point, it will maybe have taken you half, maybe a whole year. But now you're stable. And now you will look good and you'll feel nice when you stand and you move and you do everything you like. When you come to this point, You can do it 3 times 15 seconds by pushing and by doing everything on uneven surface, everything. Then you can add, not necessary, but then you can add some features. I have done it with some car tires and a plateau, and it will move a little under the dog, so it have to cope always. But that's not necessary. But if you can do the other thing, don't buy a lot of stuff. It's not necessary. You can do it without. The next exercise we will see is a very hard exercise, very tough exercise. And this one is also very easy, or much easier to teach the dog when they're small, because I want the dog to lie on its back and raise itself, just like doing this and then raise. So you'll do these muscles by doing this. And it's a very tough exercise. I started this dog, the same dog as before, in 12 weeks, I think. And just doing this, just activate and just learn how is this training exercise. And when you can do this, you can keep on adding. We just see it again. Keep on adding time and resistance and make it harder. If you can get 15 seconds of full compassion, it's way too much. Just do it so they will put the cookie, have the cookie, hold the cookie for seconds, and then when they can do that 3 times, it's good. If you can push and do 2 seconds more next week, next month, do it. But keep on pushing the dog. I have a picture or a new video, and this dog don't want to do it. No. Okay, I do it. Look at the legs, look at everything, look at how the body and the belly will work its way. We just do it one more time. Yeah. This dog is 7 months old, and at that time we could keep it. This is the best video. We could keep it a couple more seconds, so 3-4 seconds, and that's very, very good. So train these muscles. They are there to be used. The next and last exercise for today will be a very simple task. A lot of dogs or dogs owners with good dogs in obedience, in show, in all rally agility, think this is my dog is not a circus dog, but it's not a circus exercise. This is a very good exercise to the muscles who go square on your body, from one side to another. It will have to bring this exercise, this movement, and that's almost impossible to do in other kind of regime like this. I had a training class where a small dachshund was a world champion of this exercise. It could just roll, and it could roll both sides around. So everyone wants to see it roll, and we tried to make it a little more difficult, so just a small uphill roll, and it wasn't possible. It did it every day, it did this, but when we tricked the exercise to do it a little bit uphill, it was impossible. I do it when I have this kind of class. I have one of the owners to do this exercise and do it uphill, and it's very, very hard on these muscles. So this would be a very, very good training regime for core, these 3 exercises. There's a lot of more exercise. We'll do some online. We'll do a lot of things of this in the future. So follow us. But start with these and cope with these and teach your dogs to do these exercises, because then you will have a lot more strength to keep your position, to keep your posture, to do the 8th or the 10th round in the ring. Motivation in this is to win, of course, to be the better dog, to keep a longer life, and to prevent injuries. Because when you have visited the chiropractor, the physio, to have normal movement everywhere, and you have the right amount and the right strength of your muscles, then you'll have much less injury days off work. And Agria, which have a shop over here, will love it. So don't do it for Agria. Do it for you and do it for your dog, because there's a lot positive things by being fit. Also for us. I have only one picture of motivation, and motivation should never be something we want to leave, something we want to flight from. It's always something we have to gain. We want to be world champion. We want to be in the big ring. We want to be one of the 3 best in junior handling. We want to be the best agility dog. We want to be. So it's always have to be something we want to gain, we want to do, because then the motivation will last, and we will see this small picture in front of us. We have to go there, not we have to leave from this. So motivation will always have to be to gain something, to be better, to run faster, to keep the posture. I have 2 pictures back. The one, if there was any questions, but there are no one otherwise than live stream. But I have a picture with my dog in a dog bed, and there's something more in the picture, and it's my cat. So, end of this. Keep on working. Do the right regime. Do the right thing. What will fit whatever you do with your dog. And if you don't know what to do, just call me. Thank you.
Thank you so much to talk to us today, Christian. Now we will have a little break, so you can get something to eat or something to drink. And at 1 o'clock, we will have the Agria winner show in the main ring. So, see you.
Kæledyr er noget helt specielt. Fra første øjekast til et helt liv sammen. Vi deler alt og er der altid for hinanden. Agria skaber tryghed for dyr og mennesker. Vi er der for jer, hvis noget går galt. Livslang kærlighed fortjener livslang tryghed.